Hay, oats, and water. Rest in peace. Hay, oats, and water. The term is an analogy for the good old days of horse racing when things were plain and simple. The good old days for each generation are always 30 to 40 years ago. Each generation of horsemen in turn recalls the good old days when horses were stronger, lasted longer, and could carry the weight. You also walked miles to school uphill both ways. The good old days of racing also include the early 20th century, which fostered illegal use of all manner of drugs to speed up, slow down, or mask pain without any fear of testing and reprisal. Yes, current-day oversight, monitoring, and testing procedures have eliminated the most blatant use of illegal drugs. These procedures attempt to keep the playing field level. However, there are additional causative factors which have to be addressed in order to rely solely on a hay, oats, and water training regimen. In order to return to training with just hay, oats, and water, we would need to reduce some of the stress factors placed upon the humans in charge of the racing equine athletes. Humans pressed for results, in turn, press the horses in their charge for results. Some of these stress factors include breeders pressed to get the best price for their young stock. Pinhookers, agents and consigners, pressed to sell fast work 2-year-old horses. The faster the work time, the higher the bid. Trainers pressed to win races and appease owners. Owners who want to win and press for return on their investments. Vets pressed to quickly solve all physical ailments in lieu of time. Racetrack management is pressed to maintain full fields and betting fans. Any and all of the preceding human stress factors can directly affect the well-being of the horse. Many thoroughbreds are pressed at very young ages to provide return on investment. This cycle begins with the routine use of anabolic steroids for sales, weanlings, and yearlings. The cycle continues in preparation for the late yearling, early 2-year-old sales. Immature horses are placed in strenuous athletic training programs that are comparable to Olympic-level training workloads. The simple fact is that in an athletic competitive world, equine or human, training and competition come with a price, and that price is muscular soreness and body pain. For muscular soreness and body pain, anti-inflammatories are the most commonly used medication. They are effective, race legal within certain time frames, readily available, and relatively cheap. However, the downside is that continual use of NSAIDs can lead to gastric irritation, leaky gut syndrome, and ulcers in both horses and humans. In the rush to turn young stock into racehorses, we skip the foundation training that can create an athlete who can better withstand the rigors of training and who will not be as prone to injury. In these cases, the volume of training has increased beyond the maturing young body's ability to handle it. Thoroughbred horse racing is the only professional athletic sport in the world where our athletes do not cross-train. Lack of cross-training results in overuse of specific muscles and weakness in other muscles. The same problem is recognized by the American Association of Orthopedic Surgeons as an emerging problem in young human athletes. In 20th century racing, there is little downtime, with extended year-round racing. No longer do horses get time off to recoup, lay up, or downtime is usually reserved for horses with injuries. In lieu of a slower, comprehensive, and progressive training program and properly fitting tack, many rely excessively upon pharmaceuticals to reach their goals. Steroidal anti-inflammatories, non-steroidal anti-inflammatories, anabolic steroids, various other stimulants. Steroidal and non-steroidal anti-inflammatories to control muscular, tendon, and joint inflammation from speed breezing prior to sale. Anabolic steroids used to increase the muscle and body mass, improve appetite, and accelerate growth, and various stimulants for faster work time at the sales. These practices produce horses with serious problems before their first start: musculoskeletal, stomach, behavioral. In an ideal world for horses, late season 2-year-old sales with galloping only, limited late 2-year-old starts. The Derby would be a 4-year-old race. Money for 2-year-old races would be shifted to purses for older horses. Cross-training programs would be the norm, and properly designed, well-fitting saddles. Realistic options, in order to foster a hay, oats, and water approach at the racetrack, and to assist with reducing racing injuries, we may consider the following: independent oversight and drug testing, yearling and 2-year-old bloodstock sales, more education and less medication, educate trainers and grooms. Options: independent oversight and drug testing for yearling and 2-year-old bloodstock sales. An established organization with experience in this field which would offer independent oversight and random selective drug testing at the state level for yearling and 2-year-old bloodstock sales. Funding for this oversight might come from an additional fee charged per sales horse at the time the seller pays the horse's sales entry fees. Trainer education. Educate your most basic component who is responsible on a daily basis for the total care of the horse, the trainer. Cross-training techniques, absolute need for proper saddlery, how regular equine sports therapy can help their horses in training. Cross-training techniques follow the example set by horses training for England's premier Grand National race. Interval training, training up and down hills to develop the generally underdeveloped quadricep muscles, ability to train in both directions on the track. Groom education. Educate the most basic component who is responsible on a daily basis for the care of the horse, the groom. For backstretches that already have grooming programs, add short sports massage training to the itinerary. On backstretches that do not already have programs in place, host short training classes. Most of these ideas are not new. Hay-Oats-Water. A quote from A Plea for Sanity in Thoroughbred Racing, 1962. The unwise early training and racing of thoroughbreds develops in its trail a high percentage of chronic lameness among such animals in their mature years. They therefore develop racing unsoundness. This is a prime reason excessive racing medication is resorted to. Unless we use more tincture of time, the excessive dependence on medication will continue. Hay-Oats-Water, rest in peace. The topics of this presentation identify the serious challenges faced by all involved in thoroughbred racing. At the end of the day, each horseman must evaluate each issue for themselves and draw their own conclusions.
If you're ready to increase your horse's performance, give Dawn a call now to schedule your training stables, Equine Performance Consultation, Equine Bodywork Sessions, and hey, why not, some equine sports massage training for your staff. Call him at 352-591-6025, send him an email, don@animaldynamics.com, and visit him online at our website, animaldynamics.com.